Oh shoot. Okay. All right. So I'm playing. AI. Ow! Just stuck my toe. AI Dungeon. Uh. And I'm some sort of monster keeper here in this anthology thing. And we're gonna do some stuff here. So let's do it. So my name shall be Dolomite. Oh wait, caps lock is on. That's not right. Dolomite. Might. Dolomite. What species are you? Oh, I am a Aracacra. I don't know how to spell it. Hopefully I spelled it correctly. Duck! You dive to the stone floor of the dungeon as a fireball whooshes overhead, singeing your skin. The adventuring party's mages cackles, readying another spell. Well, this is a fantastic start to your first day running the dungeon, isn't it? Puck, your impish assistant. Oh wait, that's the end. Puck, your impish assistant, lounges in midair, munching on a glowing mushroom. That sounds like something Peas would do. I just finished playing some HP, so anyways, I'd help you, but job descriptions and all that. You scramble behind a half-melted spike trap. Can't you do something? Puck shrugs. Me? I'm just here to advise, boss. You're the big bad dungeon keeper now. An arrow whizzes overhead and pings off the wall behind me. Enough! You peek over the trap at the adventurers. A female barbarian with an oversized axe to match her bulging biceps is bickering with a shifty-looking halfling about loot distribution. How did they even get this far? How indeed, a smooth voice cuts in. Maldred, the dark elf head of dungeon resources, stands safely behind cover. Her purple cave silk hose and doublet immaculate. Despite the chaos, one might think our traps were sabotaged. Are you implying? I imply nothing, Malvern smiles thinly. I merely observe that since Keeper One Tooth vanished, our dungeon's efficiency has plummeted. Oh my gosh. How long is this thing? Okay. Uh, the Dark Lady won't be pleased during his inspection next week. The Dark Lady won't be pleased during his inspection? This is just sloppy. Another fireball explodes against the ceiling. Pluck squints into the glow, yawning. Yeah, prove you're not just sword fodder. Elevate your species. Don't get us all executed. We've heard it all before, haven't we? You growl, mind racing. The adventurers are distracted, but not for long. Maldred watches expectantly, arms crossed. Puck belches a small flame. Okay, you mutter, I can do this. Go back to my Aarakocra roots. You're clever. We're survivors. We're crispy if you don't move. Puck giggles as another fireball hurtles your way. You hurl yourself to the side, wings flapping as another. Oh, so okay, so it doesn't know what I am. As another fireball scorches past, the adventuring party hasn't noticed you yet. Focused on their bickering, the Triton, or the female barbarian slams her axe into the stone floor, sending cracks spidering outwards. Whoa. Shut up, Pippin. I killed that ogre. With my arrows, you giant oaf. A halfling sneers, clutching a pouch of gold. Maldred steps forward. Um, Voice carrying perhaps a word of encouragement for our guests, Keeper. She draws her slim blade, testing its edge with a soft whir. The imp floats higher, crunching another mushroom. Oh, this is rich. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take my turn. I yell out. The halfling is right. He should get all the loot. He is clearly the superior dungeon guy. Let's see what they make of this. My voice echoes through the cavern as the adventuring party freezes in shock. For a moment, everyone stares. Even Puck pauses mid-crouch, eyes glowing comically large. The barbarian whirls toward you, her massive axe rising defensively. Hey, what? The halfling Pippin squints suspiciously at your cover position. His bow creaks as he knocks an arrow. Are you saying what I think you're saying, winged freak? You spread your wings wider, trying to look imposing despite the trap's shadows. Yes, you're clearly the best adventurer here. Take all the loot. Perhaps spare the rest of us your what? But I can't make hide nor hair of this. It ends off mid-sentence. I trail off, my eyes widening with terror as I'm going to pretend like something is behind me. I point behind the adventurers. Look out. Or wait, no. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's see if they take the bait. All three adventurers turn at once, weapons raised, faces screwed up in concentration. You seize the opportunity to flap your wings once hard and launch yourself straight over their heads while they're distracted. Wait, what? You, the barbarian roars, spawning you mid-flight. She swings her axe in a wide arc that would have cleaved you in half if she'd been facing the right way. Instead, it clatters harmlessly against the stone. The halfling fires an arrow. It whistles past my wing feathers. Too close for comfort, you swerve, banking sharply towards the entrance to the trap workshop, where Puck had mentioned a pressure plate trap earlier. Okay. Alright, well, it clearly didn't get what I was going for there, but that's okay. Keep moving. Stick and move. Okay, you ready? I let out a fart as I pass, drawing from the lunch I had earlier. Mayonnaise. I don't know how to spell mayo. It doesn't look right to me. I'll just say mayo and old mayo and trying to think of something gross. I am a bird. What do birds eat? Roadkill. Screw it. Let's see what they make of that. The stench of rotten mayo and carrion hits the adventurers like a physical force as you soar past an impromptu, if potent, smokescreen. The barbarian and halfling recoil, momentarily blinded by the pungent cloud. Well played, Dolomite! Puck calls out, finally standing up straight from his lounging position, impish grin stretching wide. Now about that pressure plate. You dive toward the traveler shop entrance, your wind-whipped feathers sending tiny eddies through the mist of stink. As you enter the darkened room, you spot a large, intricate pressure plate spanning the floor, its spikes quivering from my farts afterburn. Crazy. Okay. I search for a perch near the ceiling, and I call out, oh my, look at all this amazing loot that the adventurers missed before. If they collected this loot, they surely would be heroes for the rest of time. Would be considered great. Also, they would be very wealthy. Let's see if they take the bait. My voice rings out with mock admiration as you spot a convenient perch on a wooden beam. Your claws find purchase in the old wood as you continue your taunt. All this gold, fine weapons, and oh, look at these magical scrolls. Why, they'd be legendary adventurers. The barbarian's face contorts with rage as she wipes her watering eyes. You scrawny little... She charges forward, axe raised high, boots splashing through puddles of suspicious liquid left by the dungeon's previous occupants. Ooh. Her companion Pippin follows at a safe distance, arrow ready nocked. Both men are now in the now standing on the pressure plate. I fly back out the room, letting the pressure plate do its loop job. Let's see what happens. I do think this was an error. I don't understand what... I don't understand at all. Could be causing an issue. Retry? Oh wait, did I mean to do that? Maybe, wait, can I go back? Oh, okay. Alright, I'll take my turn, I fly back. Oh, I know what to do. I use my bird powers to poop from my perch. I'm sorry, I'm not usually so gross, okay? But I'm a bird, and that's what birds do. With a startled squawk, you release a steaming droplet of bird shit that splatters onto the head of the barbarian as she charges forward. The mess sticks to her scalp and hair, slamming her face with a rancid film. She roars in fury, momentarily blinded by the sudden obscuration. Ah, filthy bird scum! The barbarian thrashes wildly, trying to dislodge the offending substance with her bare hands, which only serves to smear across her face and hair. Her companion, Pippin, looks on in horror, his arrow at the ready. Sudden weight and movement of the adventurers disturbs the pressure plate, triggering a section of the floor to drop away. I fly out of the Boom. Alright. You shoot at a trap workshop just as the pressure plate activates fully. The sounds of the screaming and splashing echoing behind you. Puck floats after you, hollering with their, oh, this is too rich. You've literally dropped them into the shaft of woes. Nice. Exactly what I was going for. Through the workshop's doorway, you glimpse the barbarian and halfling struggling in the lower chamber, waist deep in a churning mass of acid, oil, and yesterday's trap components. The halfling is frantically trying to climb out using his bow while the barbarian axe swings wildly, splattering corrosive droplets onto the wall. I ignore their struggling and return. Oops. I'm only typing with one hand, sorry. To the mage. He's already starting to reload his wand. What? Is that how wands work? A wicked grin twisting his lips. Well, he chuckles. Looks like we've got a live one here. A little bird brain with delusions of dungeon management. The mage advances on me. Wait, I thought it was on my turn. Wait, what? I always had a thing for collecting unique specimens, and what could be more fascinating than a fledgling Aarakocra keeper fresh out of the nest? He raises his wand, pointing at me. Wait. I have a very lucrative and illustrious offer for you. Let's see. The mages wants... Oh, wait. That's not what I meant. Oh, I guess you got understood. And what could your feather-dusted upstart possibly offer me? What's worth my time? You spread your wings wide, trying to look as imposing as possible. How about a chance to become the wealthiest mage in the realm? I control the labyrinth of woes, and I'm offering you exclusive access to its most valuable treasures. Don't speak for me. What color are you intrigued? The mage lowers his wand slightly, though his fingers remain poised on the trigger. Speak quickly before I lose the little interest I have. And make it good. I'm not in the habit of sparing dungeon vermin just because they flap their wings prettily. Okay. I happen to know the location of an ancient and powerful. Ancient and powerful talisman. Wearing it will give you unimaginable. Okay, wait. This is not exactly. I happen to have a position in dungeon management open at the moment. It may not seem so great. Okay, wait. No. That's gonna talk him out of it. No. Room and board are included. Base pay is highly competitive, and you get to keep whatever adventurers those here. Plus, there is a lot of there is plenty of opportunity, to move up. A guy like you could be grandmaster of a cult of your own within 5 to 10 years if you really put in some elbow grease. You could be looking at godhood. Let's see what he makes of that. The mage's expression shifts from skepticism to something far more calculating. He rubs his chin, the smirk never leaving his face. An offer of employment. How progressive of you. He gestures his wand in an arc, and the flames dancing at its tip grow taller, casting his lined face in an infernal glow. Tell me, little keepers, what exactly does a dungeon career path entail? Sacrificing adventures for power, twisting weaker minds to my will, creating undead servants. I'm listening. He leans forward, eyes alight with genuine interest. The offer has clearly struck a nerve. Of course, any adventurer that finds his way into your dungeon would be yours to do as you please. You will have full creative control over your projects, franchise. If magical prowess is what you are after, I suggest marketing the dungeon to wizards. A whisper here and a rumor there about magical secrets hidden in the dungeon is sure to attract all sorts of magical hopefuls. As far as career path, it's really up to you. Although a magical a mage such as yourself may be attracted to lichdom, into the lich lifestyle, or shall I say unlifestyle? Hehe. This dungeon would provide the perfect location to study your craft beyond the petty squabbles and annoying regulations of civil life. Let's see what he thinks of that. A hungry light flashes in the mage's eyes as you speak. He twirls his wand idly, the flame dancing in time with his thoughts. Yes, study one's craft uninterrupted, away from the meddling magistrates and guild interference. His smirk widens. And you'd provide all the research subjects I need? The adventurers I could harvest for components, no questions asked? You nod enthusiastically, wings twitching. Exactly. The dungeon is like a private magical laboratory with a constant supply of experimental subjects and raw materials. Not to mention the loot, magic items, spell components, artifacts. You gesture at the scattered treasures from past adventuring parties. Quite frankly, it's a no-brainer. Together, we could be very wealthy and powerful indeed. The mage's eyes glint as he studies you. He taps his wand against his chin thoughtfully, leaving tiny scorch marks on his skin that he doesn't seem to notice. A no-brainer, you say. He circles you slowly, trailing sparks of purple energy that swirled around your feet. Very well, little bird. I shall take you up on your intriguing position. He speaks with a dangerous edge. But know this, I don't suffer fools gladly. You'll serve me well or regret it thoroughly. He snaps his fingers, and the pressure plate trap suddenly disengages, releasing the barbarian and halfling from their acid bath. Excellent. Let's... wait. Why does this look wrong to me? Seal? As in, like, sealing an envelope? No, we'll go with it. Let's seal it with a kiss. Let's see what he says to that. The mage pauses his step, his eyes narrow suspiciously as a kiss, he chuckles. There's a predatory edge to it. How charmingly naive of you. He raises his wand, a small ball of arcane energy coalescing at its tip. Very well, little keeper, let's seal our arrangement. Oh my gosh. That's so funny that he did that. Alright. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, cool. Perfect. Now we can trust each other. Let's, oh wait, that's not one word? Wait, wringing your hands. Is that when you, like, oh, is that when you, like, shake your hands? No, what's it called when you, like, caress your hands? You know? When you, like, rub your hands together? He tucks his arms to his belt, his fingers brushing against the intricate runes etched in the wood. I look forward to our collaboration. He nods at the barbarian halfling, who are still scrambling to free themselves from the acid-slick chamber. Leave those two to their fate. They were a poor choice to test your mettle. He eyes you appraisingly. You've proven yourself to be quite resourceful. I suspect we'll get along famously. The mage gestures towards the dungeon's main chamber. Shall we? I believe we have much to discuss about your... I nod, entering the chamber. The mage follows you into the main chamber, his boots echoing against the stone floor. The air is thick with acrid smell of acid and old stone, but underneath it lies the faint, sweet aroma of enchanted loot waiting to be claimed. You preen your feathers nervously as you lead him toward the center of the room, where a crackling brazier provides the only real light source. Now then, he says, sweeping his gaze across the dungeon's labyrinthine structure, where shall we begin? I assume you have some facilities prepared for my research. You hesitate. Well, you just saw the trap workshop. I call it the trap workshop, but it could really serve any work shopping purpose, although I suppose you will want to create traps that will keep your subjects alive. I typically have created deadly traps in the past. Off to these. Off to the right, you will see a path to the chamber pot. Very important. Otherwise, the dungeon is quite large and several pathways are yet unexplored. So there may be plenty of great spaces to conduct your work that I don't know about yet. Like I said before, there is great opportunity to collect adventurers and their belongings, as this dungeon is already somewhat known. Hopefully that gets him off my back. You lead the mage to the dungeon's winding passages, pointing out various chambers and features as you go. The brazier's flickering light casts eerie shadows on the walls, making it seem as though the dungeon itself is watching your every move. So, this chamber pot you mentioned, the mage says, his voice dripping with morbid curiosity. What exactly does it entail? I presume it's some sort of containment facility for unwelcome... What? No, it's a bathroom. I nod, trying to maintain a professional demeanor despite the incentive. Yes. Well, it's more for adventurers who, shall we say, underestimate the dungeon's power. But it is also mainly a bathroom. Yeah. Anyway. Make yourself at home. I have keeping duties to attend to. Hopefully he screws off. Lets me go back to my job. The mage sparks watching carefully. Ah, yes, a dual-purpose chamber. Very efficient of you. His fingers travel against the handle of his wand as he surveys the dungeon with obvious satisfaction. I shall indeed make myself comfortable here, starting with the thorough inspection of my new domain. He turns to fully face you, his gaze sharp. You mentioned keeping duties. Don't forget, your success as a keeper reflects on my investment here. I expect regular reports on the quality of adventurers, processed materials collected, and general productivity. His lips curl into a thin smile. After all, I need to know if my investment is yielding proper returns. Don't worry about that. You will find it quite easy to monitor the success of your investment from here. Please if you look behind you, you will see a observation deck. Excuse me. Okay, this is where I make my move. This guy's really taking advantage of me, and I'm over it. As he turns away, I stab him in the neck with my knife. Hopefully that's the end of it. The mage doesn't even have time to turn fully before the blade slides between his vertebrae, quick and clean. His wand clatters to the stone as he collapses, purple energy fading from his fingertips. You watch him hit the floor, then immediately bend down and check his pulse. Nothing. Well, you mutter, wiping your knife on your sleeve. That went smoother than I expected. Puck's sudden appearance makes you jump. He materializes beside the corpse with a puff of sulfur, grinning ear to ear. Oh, bold move, fledgling. That's the first adventure I've seen take out the boss in his own dungeon. He gestures at the dead mage. He sucked. Wait, now I'm gonna do something. I steal his wand and the contents of his pockets. Oh wait, he didn't have more than one. What do you want to do now, Puck? Puck's grin only widens at the sight of the mage's corpse. Now we have some serious party crashing to do, if you catch my drift. I don't catch his drift. He twirls a lock of hair around his fingers, eyes gleaming with mischief. We're talking epic raid, bro, as in maximum dungeon cred. He saunters over the brazier, plopping down on a nearby crate with a contented sigh. First things first, though, we need to stash this tasty morsel somewhere. Won't be found anytime soon. He nods at the base of mage's body. Okay. I drag the mage into the acid pit. Puck watches the critical eye, arms crossed over, said, not bad at all. You've got the whole disposing of enemies things down pat. He hops off the crate and floats over to where you're standing, peering into the churning acidic depths. Although if I were you, I'd make sure to take all the good loot from his pockets first. Can never be too careful, right? Don't worry. I already took his stuff. Now lead me to this party that we are crashing. Okay, this big group of Holy Templars you think they're so tough. Led by some paladin with giant freaking sword and a complex shining armor. Perfect meat for grinding, if you know what I mean. I don't but okay. We lead the Templars into the Chamber of Eternal Suffering, which, fun fact, used to be just a regular old bathroom, but is now a very aggressive haunting. Okay. What then? Once we get them in there, we let the real show begin. The Chamber's ghost, poor old Krogmort, doesn't take kindly to intruders, especially the shiny, self-righteous types. Great. I'm ready. Where are these guys? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Hey, Templars. There is something you must see. An evil spirit needs vanquishing that only heroes such as yourself can handle. Not a trick. There is a evil spirit, and if you vanquish it, I'm sure it will be well worth it. Also, I don't know if anyone has told you this, but your armor is so shiny. For a moment, I thought I was looking at the sun. For a moment. Anyways, this spirit is down the hall and to the left. Let's see what he makes of this. The paladin's face tightens at your flatteries. Pride clearly at war with the suspicion. The other Templars shift uneasily, hands moving towards their weapons while holding back. The paladin adjusts his grip on justice, its silver blade catching the torchlight with an almost liquid glow. We'll see about that. He rumbles, his head tilts slightly, setting you with measured intensity of a man who survived countless ambushes. Lead the way, but know this, I don't suffer fools, and I certainly don't tolerate trickery. Take us to this spirit, and if you're playing as false, I swear I am telling the truth when I tell you that there is a evil spirit in that room right there. Let's see. Paladin hesitates for a moment longer, his eyes narrowing as he weighs your words. Then, with a curt nod, he turns his Templars. Weapons ready. This is a trap. Be prepared to cut our way out. His men immediately shift into formation, shields interlocking as they advance down the corridor. As you lead them toward the Chamber of Eternal Suffering, the air grows noticeably colder. A fine mist begins creeping along the floor, curling around their boots. The Paladin doesn't seem to notice his eyes lock straight ahead, but his Templars exchange uncertain glances. One of them crosses himself. Yes, you sense it. Onwards, brave men. Paladin doesn't respond, but his Templars murmur uneasily at the mystic, and a sudden chill permeates the air. Sir, I don't like this. Whatever lurks ahead, we do not cower, he declares. Continue. Go, fight the thing. You say, not far now, just keep going. The paladin leads the procession with determined strides. The Templar following close behind as they approach the chamber of eternal suffering. The cold seeps into the bones, making it hard to breathe. The air is heavy and blah blah blah. Suddenly the passageway opens into a large circular room with a domed ceiling. The chamber is filled with thick, choking fog that surrounds everything with an impenetrable way. Paladin halts at the threshold, his eyes wide as he takes in the eerie scene. Well, this is what you came. Alright, sorry. Came for. You can see I did not lie. Good luck. The paladin's grip on Justin tightens until his knuckles blanch white. The whispers in the fog grow louder, more insistent, mocking voices that seem to echo from everywhere and nowhere. The mist swirls unnaturally around the Templar's feet, rising higher as if drawn by the presence. You're telling me this is some kind of evil spirit? The paladin's voice is low but firm. He advances cautiously to the chamber, the tip of his sword trailing wisps of dissipating mist. His Templars form a defensive semicircle behind him, shields up and weapons ready. They're watching us. Let's get out of here. I leave the chamber. I don't want to deal with this. They go in there. Well, that was a hoot. Puck says, but you like beside you again. Watch them go to figure out what's going on in there. You've got to admit, I pulled off quite the diversion. What have you been thinking, Puck? You say thinking now. Seriously? Puck snorts, rolls out. Hey, you can't blame a guy for thinking while you're waiting for the invisible swatter, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. Got a paladin and his merry band of holy warriors trapped in the chamber of eternal suffering, right? That chamber has a bit of a reputation. What I'm saying is maybe we should give them a little push, for good measure. He winks at you with this expressive mischievous. I see what you're saying. I throw a vial of, get out of there, you little E, oil into the, whoa, that was bad, room, and follow it with a fireball from the wand I stole. The vial shatters against the far wall. Oil splatters across the stone. Almost immediately, the flaming spear from the wand falls, colliding with the wet surface. The chamber erupts in a thunderous roar as fire rushes across the floor in an instant wave of flame. Inside the paladin bellows in alarm as his temples scramble backward, their formation breaking. The fire climbs up the walls, consuming the mist and crackling tendrils of heat and light. Screams pierce the air as the Templars rest and are trapped in a burning chamber with an unseen enemy. Is that what
you meant, Puck? Puck lets out the light cackle, clapping his hands together as he watches the Templars flail in the inferno. Oh, yes, yes, indeed. That's my fledgling friend. It's exactly what I meant. This is fantastic. I don't even know who's doing the killing anymore. You, the fire, or Krogmort over there. Well, let's see what happens. Puck points towards a shadowy figure that materializes in flames in amorphous shape of pure darkness, its outline flickering like a candle illumined. The ghost of Krogmort, the chamber's original inhabitant, revels in the chaos, his laughter echoing through the inferno alongside the Templar's screams. Paladin fights with admirable skill, his sword cutting through the fire and shadow alike. For a moment, it seems he might actually clear a path his holy light, briefly piercing the flames, but then Krogmort strikes an unseen force, sending the Paladin sprawling, his armor screeched against the stone. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We'll be going back to the original. I'm just gonna wait for this. I wait out the fight. As the inferno rages on, you lean against the wall of the corridor, watching the chaos unfold through the chamber entrance. The Paladin and his Templars fight desperately against the conflagration in Krogmort's vengeful spirit, their armor glowing like embers as they stumble through the smoke. Puck floats nearby, his eyes shining with malicious delight. Oh, this is exquisite, he exclaims, his voice carrying over the roar of the flames. Look at them dance, look at them scramble. It's like a beautiful choreographed ballet, with fire and darkness as the lead performers. Let's move on. Yeah. Let's go do something else. I'm bored. See what Puck has to say about that. Puck looks generally surprised at my boredom. Bored? Bored? There's an entire holy army getting roasted there, and you're bored? The imp floats closer, his expression shifting from shock to something resembling pity. Listen, kid, this is the kind of entertainment that only comes around once in a blue moon. You've got a front row seat to a massacre, and you're complaining about boredom. Oh, this is really funny. He shakes his head, clearly disappointed. Fine. What do you want to do instead? Go back to your little workshop and polish your rocks again? Maybe practicing time. Whoa, okay. Let's burn down a village. See what Puck has to say about that. Now we're talking. I mean, I was having a great time watching those Templars get toasted for turning down a village. That's a whole new level of mayhem. He floats closer, rubbing his hands together. Now, here's the thing. You can't just walk into some random village and start lighting things up. That'd be chaotic. No. We need a proper plan, a strategy. You've got the mage's wand, right? Excellent. We can start something small, something subtle. Okay, I'm gonna give it a pause here. And, I don't really know what I accomplished here. This is a really strange game, but anyways, I hope this was entertaining to somebody. Peace.